What's up, Zero to Diamond Real Estate Agents? How you doing today? Thank you for spending some time with me on this beautiful Thursday. I'm Ricky Carruth, and this is Ask Ricky Live. This is a show for real estate agents to reach out to me and ask questions and let me help them with their problems and answer their questions. So, how it works is it's a live show on the Facebook group, and agents comment or message me their phone number during the show. I call them into the show and they get to ask me anything they want regarding their business, my business, or anything of the sort. So I'm excited to be here today. It's an exciting time of year, springtime. It's the end of spring, beginning of summer. Memorial Day is this weekend, and that kicks off summer for us. The summertime is part of our busiest time of year, and this year has already been amazing up to this point. We're in a super strong market, and it's just an exciting time to be in real estate. We're on a really nice upswing of slow, consistent growth. Some markets are hotter than others, but overall, it's just a very exciting time to be in the market at all. Let me make sure I'm live here. In the market at all. Let me make sure. All right. Hey guys, Carol, Jason, Madeline, Carlos, what's up? Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you, Carol. She says I'm up and running. So, like I said, people will comment or message me their phone number. I'm going to call you into the show and answer your questions. If you're watching this on a replay on Facebook or YouTube, or if you're listening to this on the podcast on SoundCloud and you want to tune in each week as we do this show, you can do so by joining the Facebook group. That's at facebook.com/groups/Diamond Agents. We'll be glad to have you. It's a real estate agent community that's growing really fast, and it's a great place to network with other agents and share ideas and grow together. So I created this so that we could all learn from each other and grow with each other. I'm a real estate agent myself, still at this point. And I've just decided to create Zero to Diamond to reach out and help other agents. But I'm still growing myself. I'm still learning something new every single day, trying to get better at my craft of helping people buy and sell property. It's a never-ending learning process, learning the ins and outs of how to sell property, how to help people. You have so many different personalities and properties, and there's just so much going on with real estate that you'll never learn it all. So I embrace that and the journey of learning, and I'll always continue learning and growing. So it's actually my passion. Real estate and learning and growing and helping people is my passion. So Jamie asked me what inspired me to branch out into coaching. Well, to be honest with you, the reason I branched out into coaching is because I know that I have huge potential to help other agents, and I genuinely care about other agents. I'm not a scam, if you will, and I see a lot of scams out there, and I feel like that if I don't take this opportunity to reach out and help other agents, then it's going to be hard for me to sleep at night knowing that there was something that I could have done, but I didn't do it. I just stayed on the sidelines and didn't live up to my full potential. And that's how I want you guys to be with your real estate business. Live up to your full potential. You know that it's in you to be a top producer. You know it's inside of you to sell the amount of property that you want to sell. It's up to you to get out there and make it happen. That's the awesome thing about real estate. You can't make any excuses. You can't blame anybody else for your misfortunes or deals falling through or you not succeeding. Everything is on your shoulders. It's all on you to either make it or not. And that's what I love about real estate. I love that nobody is in my way. Nobody can tell me if I'm going to succeed or not. Okay? if I were going to listen to everybody else, then I would have failed a long time ago. So that's what I love about real estate. People doubt you, and you can stand up and prove them wrong. That's what it's all about. So today I wanted to talk about building your reputation. So just as a quick reminder, if you have a question for me, just comment with your phone number or message me your phone number. I'll be happy to call you in and get your question and answer your question. You can ask me anything you want to ask me about my business, your business, or anything of the sort. So I want to go over the 4 principles of building an incredibly awesome reputation. And this is how I grew my business, really. My business is so word of mouth and so focused around my reputation. It's incredible. When you build a great reputation, people respect you for who you are and the fact that you're not out for blood. You're actually there to help other people, and they know that they can depend on you to do what you say you're going to do and treat them right. They're always going to come back to you, and they're always going to refer you to other people they know. And this is a big key to my success in real estate. Is I'm so concerned about my reputation. My reputation, I feel like, is everything. Now, with that being said, you can't make everybody happy. You're going to have some people who, regardless of everything you do for them, they're not going to get it. They're not going to understand. And for some reason or another, you just didn't connect with them, and they didn't feel like you got you know. Excuse me for a second, guys. I'm having all right, here we go. Anyway, they felt like for some reason that you were doing something behind their back or something weird that never happened. And you can't help those situations. But for the most part, if you do what you're supposed to do, treat everyone the way that you would want to be treated, okay? That's the key. That's really key. And that's why I wanted to talk about it today. I see a lot of people giving me shout outs. I love you guys. How y'all doing? So, I wanted to talk about this today because it's been so important to me. And I just wanted to share with you my 4 keys to building a strong reputation. And by the way, these 4 keys are in my book, Zero to Diamond: How to Become a $1 Million Real Estate Agent, that's on Amazon. Building your reputation is one of the chapters of the book. So pick that up if you haven't got it. It's got nothing but 5-star reviews. Everybody seems to really like it. And that makes me happy because I never knew that everybody was going to like a book I wrote so much. I've never wrote a book, so I didn't know what to expect. So it's very humbling. So the first key to building a strong reputation is work ethic. Okay? Work ethic. I know it sounds simple, and this should be a no-brainer and everything, right? But, there's different levels of work ethic, and some people don't realize the amount of work that actually has to go into building a successful real estate business. Building a successful real estate business must start with a strong work ethic. Everybody knows that's been following me that my dad owned a roofing business, and I roofed houses with him for many years before I got into real estate. I roofed houses all week long for $200 or $300. So I know what it's like to work really hard. Okay, not everybody had the opportunity to have that experience in their life. Okay, so, but you have to figure out, one way I like to put it is, when you're a kid and you play video games and you were obsessed with video games and that's all you did all day long, okay, that's the same passion and energy that needs to go into real estate. You have to be that obsessed with real estate in order to even bring out the work ethic that you need to succeed at a high level. Work ethic is also the one part of the equation that you can really actually control. You can't control what the market does. You can't control what people say or people do. You can't control if a buyer's going to buy or a seller's going to sell, but you can control yourself and how hard you're going to work every day to help as many people as you can buy and sell property. So there's a few things that I think about when I think about work ethic that I think can help you guys. Okay, one is showing up to the office every day before everyone else. To me, that's a big thing, and I try to do this every single day. Okay, and then I try to stay longer, as long as I can, and I'm there all day, and I'm working as hard as I can. I'm only leaving for lunch and appointments, right? And then I'm right back to the office working. Now, how does that help you build a strong reputation? This is what it does. All the agents in the office are going to start to see you at the office all the time, consistently, week after week, month after month, year after year. Okay? That's slowly starting to build your reputation. Okay? Then, everyone around town, all the population around town starts to see your truck or car in that same parking spot in front of your office all day, every day. Okay? And, they might see for a month or two, week or two, but after a while, they're going to notice that truck or car is there every single day, all day long. Who is that? Who is that? Who owns the vehicle that's in front of Remax, Keller Williams, Exit Realty, Coldwell Banker? Who owns that vehicle that's there every single day? Is that the guy that's on all the signs I see? Is that the guy that cold called me? Is that the guy that sends me postcards and letters? Right? And they start putting two and two together. And what happens? You start to build this incredible reputation around being a hard worker. Right? So they start to see you as this hard-working real estate agent. And if you do it long enough and you keep the momentum going of your reputation starting to grow as a hard-working real estate agent, soon you're going to be known as the hardest working real estate agent in your area. Okay? This is huge to me. Right? And for me, guys, I'm just explaining it the way that my real life experiences have taught me. Okay? This is just the way I see it. Not everybody sees it this way. I'm just sharing with you. And I want you to take this information, use it for yourself however you want to. Right? But showing up to the office every day and starts to prove to the public and everybody in your office that you're the hardest working agent around. Okay? So that's the first thing that I feel like starts to build momentum for you, building your reputation. Okay? Because you want people to know that you're a hard-working agent. Okay? Another thing is, and this is something that really carried me to the top of the food chain. But I picked out an agent that was a very high producer, and I watched him closely, and I figured out how many calls he was making, how many letters he was writing, how many hours he was working, how many people he was talking to, how many listings he was getting per month, so on and so forth. And I kind of made kind of a little equation, if you will, to I'm going to do more phone calls, more letters, more emails, more postcards. I'm going to talk to more people. I'm going to get more listings. I'm going to write more contracts. I'm going to work more hours. And soon enough, I'm going to sell more property than that agent. Now, I hope that helps some people out there with trying to figure out how much you should be doing. But, in the beginning, when you're trying to figure it out, compare yourself to an agent who is producing what you want to produce. Figure out what they're doing on a daily basis, and then reverse engineer what they're doing, beat what they're doing, and soon you'll be selling more than them. Okay? So that's what you actually do while you're at the office and your car's out front and you're proving to everybody that you're going to be there all day. Okay? This is the other side of it where you actually put the work in to actually produce the results that you're looking for. Another way to build a reputation of being a very hard-working agent is Facebook, believe it or not. When you build your business page and you post 3 times a day, listings, articles, pictures, videos, Facebook Lives. When you're posting 3 times a day, that shows that you're working. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second here. Okay, we're back. So when you post 3 times a day, you're proving to everyone how hard you're working. So to me, that's big. And I don't post, if you want to buy or sell, call me. Or now's the time to buy, now's the time to sell. I'm just posting information. I'm an information provider, and I'm documenting what I'm doing all day through my Facebook page. So I think that's pretty big. So work ethic, guys. Work ethic is the first key to building a strong reputation. Okay? The second key, number 2, to building a strong reputation is you want to build a reputation around being honest. Okay? Honesty is the second key to your foundation of building a strong reputation. Okay? Of course, this again goes without saying. I'm not telling you anything you haven't heard before. I'm just giving you my spin on these different fundamentals. Okay, maybe let you see it in a different light. So, with being honest, okay, for example, if you're showing a property and the buyer asks you a question you don't know the answer to, it's okay to tell the person that you don't know the answer. Don't make something up. Don't say something real fast, hoping it will just blow over. Because if you do that enough, it's going to catch up to you, and they're going to figure it out that you told them a lie, and it's going to come back to bite you. Be honest every single time in every situation. If you don't know something, tell them you don't know. Go find the correct answer. Bring it back to them as fast as you can. They're going to say, man, that agent is honest and dependable, right? Do what you say you're going to do every single time, regardless of any situation. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. Okay? Do not do it, because then they're going to start to wonder about you. Is this guy honest, or is he not honest? Right? So be very careful about answering questions. If you don't know, or you think something like that, an answer, just don't answer it. Tell them you don't know. Let me find out for sure, and let me let you know, because that also lowers your liability in the situation. You don't want to get caught telling somebody something that's not true. Okay, that's the worst position to be in, because then you might lose the relationship. You're going to lose the client. You're going to lose everything. So, number 1, work ethic. Number 2, honesty. Number 3 is to be very easy to work with. And this goes with everybody, but I really like to emphasize working with local agents. Being super easy to deal with and work with all the local agents in your area is huge. Okay? I don't want you to take the local agents for granted. I want you to realize the value of all the other agents in your area and how important they are to your business. Because at the end of the day, the highest producers in any market do 80% of their business through listings. Okay, well, when you do 80% of your business through listings, who is selling all the listings for you? Right, all the other agents in the area. So if you have all the other agents in the area basically working for you to sell your listings, to give you enough time to go get more listings, I think you should take those relationships just as or even more serious than any other relationship. The way that you communicate and deal with other agents is huge. And this is a huge reputation building block. And I want you to understand. And I've always been very, very good with the other agents. If a deal's going south, right? Even if the agent was hard to deal with, you find yourself in sticky situations in real estate with other agents. Their clients have a mind of their own. You know, the agents can't make the clients do certain things. And if a client wants to back out of a deal or, you know, something weird happens in a transaction, it's not the agent's fault. And sometimes it is the agent's fault. But regardless of whose fault it is, you should maintain your professionalism and your integrity and step up and say, it's all right. You know, let's just move on, right? Don't make it hard on that agent. Don't have an attitude. You know, just brush it off your shoulder and move on and let them know it's okay. Even if they made a big mistake, okay? Because that's going to pay dividends in the future. For one, that agent's going to be happy to work with you in the future. And two, they're going to tell all the other agents how awesome you are to work with. And that's what you want. You want all the agents in the area to know that you're a great agent to work with. Okay? You don't want to be known as that agent that nobody wants to deal with. Okay? There's agents like that in every market. And you don't want to be that agent. You want to be the agent that everybody says, man, I'm glad Ricky's a listing agent on that property. You know, we can deal with him. Stuff of that nature. So be very easy to deal with the other agents. I like to emphasize that. It also goes along with your clients. When a client makes a bad move or a decision you don't like, it's okay. Because remember, you're not there for you. You're not there for the deal. You're not there to make a paycheck. You're there for the client to make sure the client is happy at the end of the transaction or situation. Maybe it doesn't end up in a transaction, you know, but at the end of whatever happens, you want them to be happy with you at all costs, regardless of the deal and how that went. You want them to be so satisfied with you. You know, I was talking to an agent earlier today, and it's like, for example, he asked me if I get buyers pre-qualified before I take them out to show them. And the truth is I don't. One reason is because, number one, I don't deal with a whole lot of buyers. So I'm not dealing with buyers every single day, and I don't have to really weed through a lot of buyers. Most of the buyers that come to me are ready to buy. They're a referral from a great client or, you know, a past client who knows what they want. Those are the kind of clients I like. Now, if it's a first-time buyer or something like that, I'm going to dig a little deeper and find out what's really going on. Of course, I'm going to ask questions. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me really if you're pre-qualified or if you're ready to buy right now. Because if I decide that I want to spend time with you and create that relationship with you, then I don't care about the deal anymore. I just care about you. You want to see property? Let's go see property. I know you're not going to buy right now, but at some point you will be. And later on, you're going to know people that want to buy and sell. Who you're going to send them to? Me. So if I decide I want to create the relationship and move forward with somebody, once I decide that and I'm committed to it, then at that point, it doesn't matter to me about doing the deal. I just want them to be satisfied with who I am and know that I'm going to take care of them regardless of any situation. So let's go back through. Number one, work ethic. Number two, honesty. Number three, easy to deal with everybody. Okay? And that also makes your life easier. When you're easy to deal with, everybody else seems like they're a lot easier to deal with. Believe me. So, the fourth and last, and really one of the most important, key factors in building a strong reputation, okay? And this is something that I've built my entire career on. And this is a philosophy that I do want to push off onto you guys with all the high pressure sales tactic pitches out there in the world and phone scripts and all that stuff. But the fourth way that I built my reputation to be so large is that I'm very low pressure. I'm low pressure with everyone. If somebody doesn't want to buy right now, that's okay. If somebody doesn't want to sell right now, that's okay. I'm going to be asking the questions to them to let them know that I'm far more concerned with them, where they are in their life and where they want to go, than doing a deal today. I'm going to come across to them as so different than every other agent they've ever talked to. I'm going to stand out so much that I wasn't concerned with the deal. A lot of the agents that I talk to through my coaching business all around the world, I feel like a lot of them have been kind of led down the road of, trying to, their phone scripts and the questions they ask and their timing and the tone of their voice and stuff like that, all just, it's geared towards trying to get a contract signed today. And my approach is exactly the opposite. I'm actually trying to dig deeper than let's do a deal today, and I'm trying to find out what your life goals are. What's your goals in life, and how does that relate to real estate? And how can I help you get there? If it's holding on to what you got for 5 years and then selling it and upgrading to something else, awesome. If it's selling something right now, or if it's buying something in 2 years, or if it's never selling, that's fine too. If it's never to sell, I'm going to keep that person in my database forever. They're going to know I'm here if they ever need me. And let me tell you something, guys. Things change. People say they're never going to sell, and they end up selling in 2 years. So people don't even know what they're going to do. It's your job to figure out what their intentions are and how that relates to real estate, and then help them do that without making them feel like you're being pushy. I just never have been high pressure. I've been very low pressure. Because I'm so low pressure, I retain so many clients. If somebody doesn't want to do something right now, and I didn't pressure them into doing it anyway, later on down the road, when they do decide to do something, they're going to come back to me. But in that same situation, if if they said they didn't want to do anything and I tried to pressure them into it, a year ago, and now they want to do something, they're not going to call me. They were uncomfortable with me because I tried to pressure them into the deal a year ago. Now they're ready, but they're going to go to another agent. So that is a big key to how I've retained so many clients. You have to make people feel comfortable with you. If you don't have the ability to make people feel comfortable with you, then you're not going to win the long-term game. You're not going to get to 100 deals a year. So the way that I make people feel comfortable is the fact that I let them know by the questions I ask that I'm more concerned with them than I am the deal. And I don't care when the deal is going to happen, or even if it does happen. People love that, and when they get ready to do something, they come back to me. So I'm a master at retaining clients in that fashion. So I hope that helps you guys with my 4 keys to building a strong reputation as one of the hardest working agents, honest agents, easiest agents to deal with, and one of the most low pressure agents to deal with around. If you can really sink that in and integrate that into your business, then you're really gonna go far in the long run. In the short run too. I always talk about the long run, but the short run is just as important, because you got bills to pay. And I tell people all the time, if you incorporate my long-term tactics, you'll reach so much short-term business, much more than if you were trying to be aggressive and high pressure, and not easy to deal with, and not hardworking. Let me see if I got any questions here on the live feed. You guys, somebody put in your phone number so I can call you into the show, if you will. If not, I'm just going to answer a couple of these questions that people are posting on the live feed. Lindsay asked, how long did it take before you stopped having the roller coaster effect in production? That is a great question. And to be honest with you, it was once I hired an assistant. Until you hire an assistant, you're doing all the duties, the administrative duties, the sales duties, the prospecting, the mail outs, the processing, showing requests for your listings, inputting stuff in MLS, taking pictures, putting signs up, lock boxes. You're doing it all. So what happens is you prospect to get deals, then you get deals going, but then you're busy working on the administrative part of those deals, and it takes time away from prospecting. Then you close the deals, but then you don't have any deals behind that because you haven't been prospecting. Now you got to go back to prospecting. You get some deals going, and then it's a wave, up and down, up and down. And until you reach a point in your business where you can hire an assistant to take care of all the administrative duties, to where you can do nothing but prospect and go to listing appointments, showing properties, writing contracts, negotiating contracts, all the stuff that makes money, then you're always going to have that roller coaster effect. There's no way around it. I had a show that I talked about assistants and not hiring an assistant too early, thinking that that's going to be the key to huge success, because it's not. Because if you hire an assistant too early, then number one, you don't know what to train her to do because you have no idea because you haven't done everything. And number two, you're taking away time that you need to build your business. See, in the beginning, all you need to do is build your business. Just build, okay, until you get to a point where you need an assistant. You have to wait as long as you possibly can to where you absolutely have to have an assistant before you need an assistant. For me, it was 30 listings. When I got to 30 listings, I needed an assistant. I got an assistant, and I've had consistent closings ever since. So because I waited to that point to hire an assistant, then that's why it worked for me. If I were to hire an assistant too early, then my business would have still been up and down and it wouldn't have been consistent. So I hope that answers your question. I know it probably doesn't help you right now, but if you don't have an assistant, you're still in the early stage of your business, you need to just build your business. That's all you need to do. And that means prospecting, emails, phone calls, letters, appointments, showing property, all that kind of stuff. Input all those people in your database and continue sending them information and just build your database. Thank you for the question, Lindsay. That was awesome. Sharon asks, what system or company are you using for circle prospecting? If you're talking about like a dialer or how I get the phone numbers, it's RedX is one I like, and Mojo. Those are both two that I like. I send out my emails to all my clients through Constant Contacts. So I hope that answers that question, Sharon. That is a good question. Let's see what we got. Bo English over in Pensacola. How you doing, my brother? He says, hey, Ricky, which app are you using to go live? Right now. This is Wirecast. Chip. What's up, Chip? Send out cards. Chip. He says, I so agree with you, Ricky. Thanks so much, man. Jamie says, what is the opposite of what that is the opposite of what most agents will tell you about only working with those who are pre-approved. The thing, Jamie, about the pre-approval thing is whenever you're coming encounter with a buyer, and you're trying to figure out what kind of property they want to buy and all that good stuff. And everything's going really good and you're really driving with them and you're connecting really well and everything's cool. And then you drop the hammer on them and say, we got to get you pre-approved, and then the relationship starts to kind of back up a little bit. You can lose people that way, that asking for them to be pre-approved and start talking about them being pre-approved, and they may not be ready to buy today. They may just be inquiring about information, want to go see a few houses, but not really ready to buy, but they're going to buy later, right? So you have to be careful there. You just have to, because you may lose the relationship over them feeling like that pre-qualification question was some kind of high-pressure sales tactic that they're not ready for. And now you lost them for the future. So just be careful. That's all I'm saying. I definitely ask questions. I definitely talk about pre-approval sometimes and this and that. It just depends on the situation. You got to fill it out. But Just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be more concerned with the relationship than pre-approval and wasting your time. You know, the more time you waste with people, the more money you make. I'm going to say that again. The more time you waste on people, the more money you make. Moonshine Maggie, my mom, shout out. Love you. Ooh, Chip, he says, I wasn't pre-approved and I bought 3X. Chip wasn't pre-approved. I'm guessing he's saying an agent showed him property and he bought 3 times what he said he was going to buy. Happens all the time. People never know what they want. And people can say, I'm not ready to buy something, and then you go show them property, they see something they love, then they buy it. So be careful. You know, I would say always take an opportunity to go show property, regardless of if they're pre-approved. Go for the experience. Go to meet the people, get to know them better. Go for, you know, to learn the properties. There's so many. People don't take into account the experience you get. They just look at, did they do the deal or not? They didn't figure in the fact that all the experience they got through the deal. They showed properties. They became more familiar with the properties around the area that they never saw. They got to know a client better, right? There's just so much going on other than just the results of the deal that people don't take into account. So, like I said, guys, be careful. Hey, Ron, he says, do you attend your buyer's home inspection? If so, what do you do while you're there? Do you chat with the buyer the whole time, or do you get some other work done? If I'm at an inspection, then I'm going to be attentive to the inspection. I'm going to be catering to my client. More than likely, it would be good if I just left my phone in the car. That way I have no distractions. That's hard for me to do. So normally I might be doing a little texting or Facebooking or something during the inspection, negotiating some deals or whatever I'm doing, but I'm trying to be as attentive as I can to the buyer and what their questions are and trying to develop the relationship further. You know, that's the name of the game, is that client. Now, when you're there at an inspection, you know, that's a moment for you and that client to become a little closer and gain a little more rapport with each other. So, oh, Nicholas, he says he was spreading my word today. Thanks, man. He also said 60 active listings, 20 pending deals. Yep, I do. I have 60 active, over 60 listings and 21 pending deals as we speak. I'm over 20 million for the year closed. Tomorrow I'm having the second largest closing day of my career. I had the largest closing day of my career like 2 weeks ago. A lot of good stuff happening. I'm real excited, but it all comes from the 4 things I talked about today. Work ethic, honesty, be easy to deal with, and very low pressure. That's how I did it, guys. Lindsay says, thank you for your answer. Beginning part of second year now. Too soon for me to hire an assistant, what she's saying. Thank you so much. Absolutely, Lindsay. Nicholas says, how do you rock out so hard, Ricky? Bring value to that buyer by getting the pre-approval. By getting the pre-approved. I guess he's saying get them pre-approved to bring them value, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, like I said, you can do it. I'm not saying do not get people pre-approved. Don't get me wrong. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm saying be careful with it. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And be more conscious that you're not trying to do a deal or get somebody to sign a contract today. You're trying to figure out what their life goals are and how that fits into real estate, and so that you can help them accomplish what they're truly trying to accomplish in their life, not just to buy a house. You want to help them accomplish, like, for example, they got a new job. Their mom died. Their kids are going to college. Their brother's moving in. whatever the case may be in their life that's happening to dictate them to make this decision. That's the bigger, that's where you actually help them. Not signing the contract, not getting a pre-approval. Okay? Just keep in mind what I'm saying and be careful with it. And, Lindsay asks, do I use Boomtown, Conversion, or any lead generation CRM like that? No, I don't. I absolutely don't. I do use RedX and Mojo to make calls, and I use the Geo leads on RedX to find phone numbers if I need to find more phone numbers. Not that I don't have enough already, but I don't use Boomtown or anything. Listen, guys, all the CRM stuff and all the Boomtown stuff, and I'm not knocking any of that by any means, but I see all that as a shiny penny syndrome. It's like everybody, they feel like something like that's going to be just the key to, huge success in a short amount of time, but that does not exist. It does not exist. You have to put the work in. You have to talk to the amount of people that you need to talk to in order to succeed. It just doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't matter where you find the prospects or who they are necessarily. I like to talk to property owners because I feel like they're the highest quality prospect in any market. But as long as you're talking to 10 to 20 new people every day, right, and you're putting all these people in your database and you're sending them stuff every week and every month forever, and you grow that sphere and just keep growing, eventually you're going to get where you want to be. Jonathan, what's up, JT? He says, can you give a basic rundown of meeting with someone for the first time, I guess, to list their property? Well, that would take a really long time, but just to kind of give like a quick synopsis, it depends on how I come in contact with the seller. Maybe I cold called them 5 years ago. Maybe they've been getting postcards from me for 3 years. Maybe they've been getting emails from me for 7 years. Okay, maybe they saw my sign around town. I don't know how I got in contact with them, but when I first talk to a seller, I'm going to find out how serious they are about selling. I can hear it in the tone of their voice. I can ask them why they want to sell. Once I realize that a seller wants to sell, my next question is why? I want to know why you want to sell. What's going on in your life that's making you make this decision to sell? Okay, and based on that answer, that sets the tone for me. Once I get that answer, now I can really help them. Now I can take off. Now I know how serious they are or are not. Okay, and then I can just adjust where I'm going to go from there accordingly. So, of course, I have to see the property before I can price it. So that's my next move. Now, I have to see the property before I can price it. There's no way to price a property without seeing it firsthand. So that's my next move, is to either meet them there, or if they're not in the state, how do I get in to take a look? When can I see it? I need to see it. Then we're going to talk again to discuss price. Once we discuss price, then you just let me know what you think. If that lines up with what you thought and everything looks good, we'll do a listing agreement. Get it on the market. I'll have professional pictures made. We'll get it on MLS. We'll start showing it. Right? So that's a basic breakdown of step-by-step, meeting them, talking to them, getting the listing, putting it on the market. So I hope that answers your question. If not, hit me back and let me know. I'll be glad to answer any further questions that might not have answered. Nicole asks, how long did it take me to develop consistent deals? And she says that she's a new agent. Well, to be honest with you, till I got to where I had consistent deals was 10 years in the business. And I don't want that to scare you guys, because the fact is that during those 10 years, was the boom market and then the crash. And the crash was a real crash. It lasted forever. So I don't want you to think that that's how it goes every time. It's different for everybody because you have different personalities and people get into the market at different swings of the market. You may get in on the bottom where it's going to go up for a long time. You may get in at the top when it's crashing, or you may get in like I did in the middle, before it boomed and then it crashed. So, it's different for everybody. I can't give you a definite time because it's different for everybody. There's no way to know exactly how long it's going to be for you. The question you need to ask yourself is am I learning something new every day? Am I paying attention to the higher producing agents and what they're doing on a daily basis? And can I match what they're doing? Okay. You need to build your business so big that it's busting out the seams before you hire an assistant. Okay. Once you hire an assistant, then that's going to be the key to having consistent closings. But you have to go through the mud. Okay. You have to go through the mud of the business, get your hands dirty, experience all the ups and downs that this business has to offer, learn everything you possibly can, and you'll know when it's time. You'll understand when you realize that moment that you're going to have consistent closings, that you need an assistant, all that good stuff. So you're going to know. Until you know, you don't know, right? And if you have a question about, do I know it's time? Then you're not ready. So that's a tough question because it's different for everybody, but I hope that shed a little light on it. Please feel free to reach back out to me if it didn't answer it. Sharon asks, when people like your page or post, do you reach out to them? If so, is it a simple hello and build from there? I've recently sent soft hellos and thanks. Sharon, yes, I do. I don't get to everybody who reaches out to me via social media because, it's in the thousands. So obviously you can't reach out to everybody, but I do try to engage as much as possible. And sure, a nice little hello, thank you, and stuff like that is great. Just play around with it, maybe ask them do that on some and then ask some questions and just switch it up. Figure out what you like and what you get the best response with, and then just keep doing that. So, but absolutely, you should engage with all of your social media followers because here's the thing, guys. Here's a little nugget. Here's another little nugget for you today. Your Facebook fans, your followers, your social media, they're not following you. You're following them. Okay, it's a constant battle of engagement and building the relationship virtually, digitally. Okay, so absolutely reach out to them, create that relationship, let them know you're a real person, and let the cards fall from there. Aaron asked, how do you manage all those transactions, sellers and buyers at once? Do you spend a lot of time speaking with clients, contractors, loan officers, closing attorneys, etc.? Aaron, I believe you. Hey, put your phone number in, Aaron. I wanna bring you on the show. I wanna answer that. I wanna actually talk to you about that because that's a kind of a loaded question, and I want to hear more about your personal experience with transactions and what takes up so much time for you. Okay, so if you don't mind, put your phone number in. I would, because it's kind of hard to. Here we go. All right, I'm going to call Aaron after I answer Jason here's question. He says, if you're a bust your ass kind of agent, at what point would you look at getting coaching, or would you? Jason, absolutely I would get a coach at any point. Movie stars who make hundreds of millions of dollars have acting coaches, dancing coaches, speaking coaches, right? So there's always somebody that knows more that can help you. with your situation. So, I mean, to me, it's important to have a coach. I have, several mentors. I have people I go to advice for. I talk to several different people every week that are coaching me and helping me grow. So to answer your question, yes, because, you might have the bust your ass part down, right? But there's things that you're missing that somebody else looking from the outside can see and say, hey, you're doing good there, but you need to tighten up over here in this little area, right? And that little area that they're telling you about could be the missing link between you getting where you want to be and not where you want to be. So I hope that helps. Chip asked me, do I send out a newsletter? I do send out a newsletter, Chip. I'm thinking you're talking about my clients. I send out a newsletter every single week. It's an email. And I've been sending it out for 10 years. So that's another way to build your reputation. The consistency of your postcards and emails and letters. It builds your reputation for you.
Hello.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Rick.
What's up, man? How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Good to hear from you.
I really appreciate everything you do, Rick.
Yeah.
So helpful, my friend.
Thanks, man. Thanks. So, yeah, I wanted to bring you on because, your question is, like I said, it's kind of a loaded question. So I want to ask you before I answer the question, tell me, okay, like how many deals you got going on right now?
Well, I just had 2 that closed recently, but I had 4 going on at once. And
Okay.
I'm looking at Rick's Cruise. I'm like, man, he's got 20 at one time. I've got 4. I know with one in particular, I had a lot of contractor issues. So we have a lot of stuff that needs to be done in the house. So, those type of things, the calling contractors, getting estimates, all that stuff, a lot of times it can drown me. I do think part of the problem is that in an effort to serve everybody to the fullest, I just want to get back to my clients as soon as possible rather than maybe just scheduling some time during the day to do everything. But I just want to get your thoughts on all that.
Yeah. So, okay. So you're saying getting quotes for contractors on jobs and stuff like that?
That's correct. Yeah. Getting quotes from contractors. If I'm working, with the buyer, talking to the loan officer about different things, if we find a house that they like, just all the different kind of housekeeping things. Of course, I do not have an assistant at this point. I'm kind of going through that mud that you were talking about, which is fine with me. But I just kind of feel like I'm spending too much time on those admin type of things, or I'm not doing it in the most efficient way possible.
Yeah. So, okay, well, there you go. You kind of hit the nail on the head. I've got a great assistant that handles all that stuff. And so, but, to be honest with you, before I got an assistant, I would have up to 10 or 12 things under contract, and I would have 20 or 30 listings at once. And so basically, if you look at how I was before I got an assistant, I was 20 or 30 listings deep and 10 to 12 under contract. Now I'm 60 listings and 20 properties. So I basically doubled my business with an assistant, right? So there's a couple things. One, and I know this sounds so simple, and I make it sound so simple, and I know it's not, but it is something, if you think about it deeply enough, I have this, I just don't worry a lot. If the contractor, okay, let me put it like this. All my current deals, like the 20 things I have under contract and all my listings, those things are always in the back of my mind. Like they're in the back of, they're there, and I'm paying attention to them, and I'm looking at them every day, and I'm thinking, I need to do this for that deal, and this for that deal, and this for this deal, right? But in the front of my mind, the more important stuff to me is where's my next deal coming from? How can I get something else under contract? That is more important to me. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't do the things that I need to on the other deals. You know, I do a lot for my current deals, you know, and I monitor them very, very well. But I really, it's something that it's a skill, Aaron. It's a skill that you're gonna develop. Like if you want to get to 20 deals under contract, you need to practice now when you have 4 deals under contract of learning how to not let those 4 deals get in your way of getting more deals. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the way you do that is like when you need to get a contract, when a bid on from a contractor on one of your, you know, deals for a buyer, you don't let it eat up a whole lot of time. You just make the call, get the like I did it yesterday. I had a contractor meet me at a house. I met him there for like 20 minutes. He looked at it. He talked to the owner. He's figuring up a quote, and boom, I'm right back to the office working on some more deals. So I think it's like a mindset, like a block that you feel like that this big thing that has to do with this current deal is in your way, and you have to do that thing, and that's going to prevent you. I think what you need to think about is how do I go meet that contractor and then hurry up and get right back to the office so I can finish up all this other stuff that's going to create hundreds of deals in the future for me.
Right.
Does that help you, or is that stuff that you already knew and you're looking for something else?
No, that actually does help me. That kind of reinforces something I've heard from some more successful agents in my neck of the woods that, I think it's a matter of priorities. What do you think? Because my big problem, and I'm glad I identified this problem, I'm going to try to fix it, is there's some information like a client might ask me, and I generally prospect in the morning, and then say it's the afternoon, I can be doing some more prospecting. Like I'll have a client that wants an answer to a question. Now I do want to offer the best service possible, but at the same time, the answer to that question, I mean, the closing might be 6 weeks away. It's not like they have to know the answer right then and there. I mean, it wouldn't kill them if it's like 24 hours or 12 hours. But I tend to have that habit of stopping what I'm doing, prospecting-wise, and kind of chasing that answer down when it's something where I can just send an email and then get them an answer by the next morning or something like that. What are your thoughts on that?
Exactly. Put it on the back burner. Send the email out. What I do is I have a little notebook in front of me, right, at all times. And while I'm going through my day of trying to like take over the world with all these deals, and something like that pops up, I might shoot a quick email to whoever it may concern to ask them a question for whatever answer I'm trying to get. But then I'm going to write down just a quick little 1-word note in my list of stuff that I need to do as just something else that I need to do later. You know what I mean? And then I'll put some time aside, I'll put like an hour or 2 aside, once I'm done with all the stuff that I think that's more important. I'll put an hour or 2 aside to go through all the stuff that wasn't as important. It's still very important. I mean, it's like has to be done, but it's just not as important to me as working on my hundreds of deals for tomorrow. So, but the thing is you in real estate, you want to have your cake and eat it too. You want to be able to work on the big projects that's going to bring you so much future business and still be able to handle all your current business. Okay. But you can't do that if you let the cake get in your way, so to speak. If you let it interrupt, you have to be a master at this. And that's why I say, man, it's not something that just happened for me. I developed this skill over time of not worrying about the stuff under contract. Once I did enough deals and realized how the real estate transaction really works, and that you don't have to be as concerned with every single little part of the transaction, like transactions for the most part, they kind of work themselves out. And they're either going to work or they don't. Sure, there's a lot of stuff you got to do, but there's a lot of stuff that you're probably doing that you don't have to do. You know, and there's probably a lot of brain power and brain energy and time that you're putting into it that you don't have to. And see, dude, you only have so many hours a day. And if you only have so much like brain energy each day. And if you clog that time and brain energy up with some of this stuff that you're talking about, it's gonna just clog your business up. And you're just going to be stuck in this little rut where you're making like 100 or 200,000 a year forever. You know what I'm saying? Until you change your mindset to everything's going to work out. You know, if something's not going to work out, then I'm going to step up and be a man and I'm going to handle the deal. You know, like there's a deal right now that I have that I dropped the ball. Okay. It's a first time home buyer. She didn't understand that there was a 2-week inspection period. So she didn't get the inspection till like week 3, okay? And then there was some stuff on the inspection that she wanted the seller to fix. And I said, we can't do that. We're past the inspection period. We can't ask them to do anything. And she's like, well, I don't know what to do. You know, you didn't tell me. I said, listen, I'm going to take care of you, okay? So I had the AC guy go and look at the AC. It's a $1,400 AC repair that has to be done. And so I'm going to pay it. Because I'm going to make sure that she got this awesome experience out of me, okay? But it was my fault because I dropped the ball on that because I'm so, my focus is so much on getting more deals and moving forward that I miss stuff every here and there. But if I do miss something, I know that I'm going to step up and I'm going to make up for it to my client, to the agent, to whoever it is. I have so much confidence in myself that I'm going to make it right if I do mess up because I'm so focused on other things. But see, in the end, to me, in the end, I'm going to win because I'm working on all these deals for the future. You know what I mean? So it's a fine line, man. And I know where you're at and I hate it for you. You know what I'm saying? But I do. It's a hard place. It's frustrating and I know it, but it's like you said, you're going through the mud and you just have to keep tromping through the mud, man, and figure it out. You know what I mean? There's no like hidden secret thing. You know, it's just learning from experience and just continuing to move forward, you know?
Right. Well, that's very helpful. That's very helpful. I do appreciate it. And I won't be in the mud for too much more.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I do appreciate it. It kind of reinforces a lot of things I was thinking. So it's good. I'll just have to, attack this in a different way. So
you're doing great. I mean, I can hear in your voice that you're doing great and you're confident. You at this point, you have an incredible infrastructure in place for an awesome career. It's just up to you to like absolutely just go kill it now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So your job now is to just, I learn something new every day, man. So, you're going to always be learning new stuff, dude. I'm getting better every day. And so just take that with, take all this stuff with a grain of salt and just keep moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Gosh, I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Hey, appreciate the call, Aaron.
Oh, thank you. You just don't know. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man. Anytime, buddy. You holler at me anytime.
Okay, I appreciate that.
All right, this is my cell phone.
Okay.
Yep.
Good deal. I'll try not to abuse it.
That's okay.
Comes up,
Yeah, give me a shout, man. Love to hear from you.
Okay.
All right, buddy. See you. Yeah, buddy. So, yeah, guys, that's it. Just continuing to move forward at all times. Learn something new every day. Don't go backwards. Let's see here. Let me get back on so I can make sure nobody else has any more questions before I call it a day. I want to say I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope this helps you guys. I hope you found a lot of value in today's show about building your reputation, a lot of the questions that I answered for other agents. I'm doing this because I love you guys and I want to see you succeed at the highest level possible. I'm here to help you, and I'm also learning a lot from you guys. I see a lot of value in you guys coming back to me, and I just want to let you know from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate it. I'm growing every day by doing this Zero to Diamond thing, and it's overwhelming, the feedback I'm getting and the love that's being shared my way, and it's just coming right back to you guys. So we'll see you guys next week. I'll have another awesome topic, and we'll do it all again, man. I'm looking forward to it. Y'all have a good rest of the day and great weekend. Be safe for Memorial Day, and we'll talk to you soon. I got one more question here from Lindsay. Cold calls or where it's at, then to keep cold calls or where it's at, then to keep growing a building, not wasting money on lead. Exactly, Lindsay. It's building the relationships. All that lead generation and ClickFunnels stuff is all basically a shiny penny kind of situation. So don't play into that. Build your business slow, build it right, build the kind of clients that you want, not just a bunch of fly-by-night clients that are probably never going to do anything or even call you back. So much love to you guys. We'll see you next time on Ask Ricky Live. We'll see you later.